Hey guys, welcome on in for today's review of the Android TV box, taking a look at the MeCool KM8 model. If you're interested in purchasing this device, I'll have a purchase link down in the video description. Now the structure here, we're going to be taking a look at the technical specifications as well as running you around the physical product itself. Then we're going to take a look at the operating system, and I'm going to go over the things that I really like about this product as well as some areas that could use improvement. Now starting off with the tech specs, 2 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM with 16 gigabytes of storage, and it has an Amlogic S905X quad-core CPU. And what that means is in the Antutu benchmarking tests that I've done, I was running around 31,000. To put this into perspective, it's a little bit on the low end. Certainly with the Amazon Fire Stick, just the base model, is around 25,000 on Antutu benchmarking, while a more flagship product like the NVIDIA Shield is at 130,000, give or take. Now, because it has significantly less power than the NVIDIA Shield, it also costs quite a bit less, about a third of the price of the NVIDIA Shield, typically retailing between about $50 to $60. Now, one thing that I really like here is the remote that comes with it. You will have to supply 2 AAA batteries, but very clicky buttons. They're not gummy. And honestly, one of the things that I've liked most about this device is how comfortable this remote feels in your hand. You can point it anywhere and it works just fine. And again, very clicky, responsive buttons. A big thumbs up there with the design of this very simple, basic, easy to understand remote. Now, moving on to the device itself, it has a physical power button as well as a speaker built in. That's for Google Assistant. We have a Wi-Fi antenna here, which boosts the signal quite a bit, and I've been using this over the past week. Definitely no issues with getting reception. We have an AV out, which is an interesting little tidbit here. If you don't have a modern TV, you can still get this to work with those old white, yellow, red plugins on the back of the television. But we also, of course, have HDMI, as well as an Ethernet port if you don't want to use Wi-Fi, and then your DC in for power. We have 2 USB 2.0s as well as expandable memory with a micro SD, and it also has some vents here at the bottom. In terms of with the device running and getting warm, it has an ability to exit that air from the bottom, but also I haven't had any issues with overheating with using it over this past week. Now moving on from there, we have Chromecast and Google Assistant built in. And in terms of what comes with this product, other than what you see here, we get an HDMI cord as well as a power cord, so you don't have to supply those yourself, and a 1-year warranty with an easy to work with seller based on what I was seeing and how they were responding to customers on their Amazon page. So now that I've run through the actual device itself, I'm going to flip over, take a look at the operating system to wrap up this review. All right, guys, so now we're taking a look at the operating system itself within the device. And one thing that I really like about this particular Android TV is it actually has Android TV 8.0 built right into it. It's Google certified with Chromecast as well as Google Assistant. And another advantage here is it has Bluetooth built right into it. So if you have Bluetooth peripherals such as a mouse and keyboard, different remotes or video game controllers, you can add those accessories through Bluetooth, which is really nice. Now, you can get pretty much any important application that you'd want to have on a streaming device. A huge caveat to that, though, is the fact that for whatever reason, this device does not have Netflix downloadable through the Google Play Store. Now, this can be a big deal breaker for a lot of those that have Netflix as one of their most important applications that they use. If you don't have a Netflix subscription, it's not a big deal, obviously, but there's a ton of people out there that have Netflix that are looking for these streaming devices. There is a workaround for any application that isn't in the Google Play Store. You can get it through the ES File Explorer, getting the APK file, and then loading it through the sideload launcher. You can see different apps that I've done this with, Netflix being one of them. Not nearly as good of an experience running it through the sideload launcher as opposed to obviously running just the native application. But then also I got Chrome as well as the Antutu benchmark to run through the sideload launcher without much issue. To wrap this operating system segment out, RetroArch, a lot of people like to play ROMs through these Android TV devices, and this is also an area where this device comes up short. I tested original NES games, SNES and N64. I only had success with the NES games. It wasn't quite powerful enough to emulate SNES games, and it had no chance with N64. In contrast, the NVIDIA Shield, I'm able to run all of these different games through RetroArch. So that's gonna wrap up this segment of the video, and now I wanna go in and talk about what I recommend this device. Now, again, there's a lot of things that I like here. The fact that it has the Google operating system from Android TV built right into it with those added advantages of Chromecast, Google Assistant, and just an easy to work through menu here. But beyond that, it's not very powerful. It doesn't have the native Netflix application, which are big down points for this one. So if Netflix isn't important to you and you're not looking to emulate, then this could be a good purchase for you. It's relatively affordable in that 50 to 60 price range. And that's pretty much where I'm going to wrap this one up, guys, finishing off my review of the KM8 from MeCool. Thanks for stopping on in. Consider subscribing for more, and I hope to see you guys back here for future videos.